Get ready for 5 minutes packed with facts about the leaders and businesses shaping our communities. Welcome to 5 Minutes with Daniel Coburn. Today, I'm joined by Lisa D'Angelo from Grow Development. At Grow Development, she is working to empower nonprofit organizations by providing real estate and development advisory services that create sustainable communities, based focused spaces for health and well-being. Thank you for joining us today, Lisa.
Thank you for asking me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you. So I was looking at some of the stuff with Grow Development, and one of my questions I have is, how do you engage with nonprofits that could benefit from Grow Development's expertise in designing impactful community spaces?
Well, a lot of it is referral based, and we started about 10 years ago. In fact, this is our 10th anniversary. I haven't been with the company 10 years, but they started with just helping YMCAs, and now they've expanded a little bit to help other nonprofits such as religious organizations and places of service. So we work really hard at looking at that community and looking at the trends and developing the spaces based on what the needs of the community are. I think we've done a really good job. At any one time, we have 100 to 150 projects in our portfolio, and each one of those is designed. There's specific things that we do for each one, but most of all, it is designed based on the needs of the community. And yeah.
Nice. What's been the most satisfying part about helping the nonprofits optimize their space and facilities? What obstacles do you face in showcasing your services to also new organizations that might need your services?
Well, I'll start with one of the obstacles, and that's funding, because a lot of the and again, we work mostly with YMCA, so I'll use that as the background to the comments. Is that a lot of times YMCAs have not invested in their facilities because of, again, lack of funding and budget restrictions. So what we find is that they are, to get them up to where they need to be, it costs a lot of money, and they have to go out and raise money. People think that the YMCA is government funded, and although we get some government grants, it's mainly the communities that support their local YMCA. And I think this is the same thing is true in a lot of religious organizations too. So, they have to go out and raise the money, and then we come in, design the building, and provide all of those services. But again, it goes back to, can they afford to do it? But if they do invest, and sometimes, and we hear, sometimes you have to build, you have to invest to grow. And I think that that's the most important thing to help people understand, because what we see is if they do these things and if they actually invest in their buildings, their membership grows exponentially. I mean, we helped one of the YMCAs that I was working on. The minute they opened the doors, they were 25%, their membership went up 25%, and it continues to grow. And a lot of times it outgrows what the projections were. So I think it's definitely a service that is worth investing in. And you have to invest in your building, because if you don't, then eventually you don't have anything, because they're too broken down to be able to continue to serve.
Right. Yeah. It's the whole idea of, how much does it cost if you don't do something? That's great. And that touched on the last question I had for you. If you could highlight, one project where Grow Development transformed, a space that benefited a community, what would it be, and what are some ideas or insights that would encourage other peoples to partner with you?
Well, there are several that come to mind, but one of the biggest ones was the Ottawa YMCA in Ottawa, Illinois, and we built a brand new Y, and it's just beautiful. I mean, their YMCA was old and was no longer able to serve the community with what the needs are. They outgrew it, and it was time to look for a new site and build a new Y. So this new Y is amazing, and they partnered with they had a healthcare partner, which I think is extremely, well, not extremely, but it really helps the YMCA, because they put some money in, the YMCA put some money in, and then their services coexist in a way that really helps both of them. Because if you have a person who comes in and then they go to rehab, right there, the YMCA is able to serve the participants in the rehab, program. So it works really well as a partnership. And that YMCA is, there are windows, and you're able to, we were able to put the cardio facing this beautiful river, and that was the one that their membership went up 25% right away as soon as we opened the doors. And it continues to grow. Their programs are growing. In fact, they are out of space already, and I could have built a bigger Y, but it's just, to be able to serve the community, you have to have spaces where people can gather and they can work on their health and wellness, right? So if we are not able to have those spaces, then we can't serve in the way that we want to serve.
Right, and that's an important thing, is every community is slightly different. So that is awesome. And so in closing, I think there's a lot of people that probably know organizations that could benefit from what you guys are doing. Everybody who lives in a city, everybody needs these kinds of services. So, but before we leave, how do people get a hold of you, or just Grow Development in general? Like website, any of the social media handles, or how they email or just get a hold of you if this is a service that they need?
Yeah, we do have a website, growdev.com, and if you just look up Grow Development, you'll find the website. You'll be able to locate any one of us. But if you just send an email through the Grow website, it'll get to somebody who will respond to you. So, and we're also on LinkedIn, which is a great way to stay connected, because we have posts. I don't know if it's not weekly, but it's probably every other week we post, and you can look up some of our projects, and also some of our projects are on the website, so you can take a look at some of our work. So I think that's the best way.
Excellent. And just for everybody, it's grow-dev.com. Guys, head on over there. Thank you so much for your time today, Lisa, and everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You have a great day. And this has been 5 Minutes with Daniel Coburn.